Chapter 7, Structural Organization in Animals. In the preceding chapter, you came across a large variety of organisms, both unicellular and multicellular, of the animal kingdom. In unicellular organisms, all functions like digestion, respiration, and reproduction are performed by a single cell. In complex body of multicellular animals, the same basic function are carried out by different group of cells in a well-organized manner. The body of simple organism like Hydra is made up of different types of cells, and the number of cells in each type can be in thousands. The human body is composed of billions of cells to perform various functions. How do these cells in the body work together? In multicellular animals, a group of similar cells along with intercellular substances perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. You may be surprised to know that all complex animals consist of only four types of tissues. These tissues are organized in specific proportion and pattern to form to form an organ like stomach, heart, lungs, and kidney. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical and or chemical interaction, they together form organ system. Example: digestive system, respiratory system, etc. Cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems split up the work in a way that exhibit division of labor and contribute to the survival of a body as a whole. 7.1 Animal tissues. The structure of cell vary according to their function. Therefore, the tissue are different and are broadly classified into four types. First, epithelial, second, connective, third, muscular, and fourth, neural. 7.1.1 Epithelial tissue. We commonly refer to the epithelial tissue as epithelium. This tissue has a free surface which face either a body fluid or the outside environment and thus provides a covering or a lining for some part of the body. The cells are compactly packed with little intercellular matrix. There are two types of epithelial tissues, namely simple epithelium and compound epithelium. Simple epithelium is composed of single layer of cell and function as a lining for the body cavity, ducts and tubes. The compound epithelium consists of two or more cell layers and has protective function as it does in our skin. On the basis of structural modification of the cell, simple epithelium is further divided into three types. These are squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Figure 7.1. The squamous epithelium is made up of single thin layer of flattened cells with irregular boundaries. They are found in the wall of blood vessels and the air sacs of the lung and are involved in functions like forming a diffusion boundary. The cuboidal epithelium is composed of a single layer of cube-like cells. This is commonly found in duct of glands and tubular part of nephrons of the kidney, and the main function are secretion and absorption. The epithelium of proximal convoluted tubule (PCT) of nephron in the kidney has microvilli. The columnar epithelium is composed of a single layer of tall and cylinder cells. Their nuclei are located at the base. Free surface may have microvilli. They are found in the lining of the stomach and intestine and help in secretion and absorption. If columnar or cuboidal cells bear cilia on their free surface, they are called ciliated epithelium. Figure 7.1d. Their function is to move particles or mucus in a specific direction over the epithelium. They are mainly present in the inner surface of the hollow organs like bronchioles and fallopian tubes. Some of the columnar or cuboidal cells get specialized for secretion and are called glandular epithelium. Figure 7.2. They are mainly of two types: unicellular, consisting of isolated glandular cells, goblet cells of the alimentary canal, and multicellular, consisting of cluster of cells, salivary gland. On the basis of mode of pouring their secretion, glands are divided into two categories, namely exocrine and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands secrete mucus, saliva, earwax, oil, milk, digestive enzyme, and other cell products. These products are released through duct or tubes. In contrast, endocrine glands do not have ducts. Their product, called hormones, are secreted directly into the fluid bathing the gland. Compound epithelium is made of more than one layer of cell, multi-layered, of cell, and thus have a limited role in secretion and absorption. Figure 7.3. Their main function is to provide protection against the chemical and mechanical stresses. They cover the dry surface of the skin, the moist surface of buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of ducts of salivary gland and the pancreatic ducts. All cells in epithelium are held together with little intercellular material. In nearly all animal tissues, specialized junctions provide both structural and functional links between its individual cells. Three types of cell junction are found in epithelium and other tissues. These are called as tight, adhering, and gap junctions. Tight junction help to stop substances from leaking across a tissue. Adhering junction perform cementing to keep the neighboring cells together. Gap junction facilitate the cells to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of adjoining cells for rapid transfer of ions, small molecules, and sometimes big molecules. 7.1.2 Connective tissues. Connective tissue are the most abundant and widely distributed in the body of a complex animals. They are named connective tissue because of their special function of linking and supporting other tissues or organ of the body. They range from soft connective tissue to specialized type which include cartilage, bone, adipose, and blood. In the connective tissue, except blood, the cells secrete fiber of structural protein called collagen or elastin. The fiber provides strength, elasticity, and flexibility to the tissues. These cells also secrete modified polysaccharide which accumulate between cells and fibers and act as matrix ground substance. Connective tissue are classified into three types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Loose connective tissue has cells and fiber loosely arranged in semi-fluid ground substance. For example, areolar tissue present beneath the skin, figure 7.4. Often it serves as a support framework for epithelium. It contains fibroblasts, cells that produce and secrete fibers, macrophages, and mast cells. Adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue located mainly beneath the skin. The cells of this tissue are specialized to store fat. The excess of nutrients which are not used initially are converted into fat and are stored in this tissue. Fiber, Fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed in the dense connective tissue. Orientation of fibers show the regular or irregular pattern and are called dense regular and dense irregular tissue. In the dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fiber are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. Tendons which attach skeletal muscle to bone and ligaments which attach one bone to another are example of this tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue has fibroblasts and many fibers, mostly collagen, that are oriented differently. Figure 7.5. This tissue is present in the skin. Cartilage, bones and blood are the various types of specialized connective tissue. The intercellular material of cartilage is solid and pliable and resists compression. Cells of this tissue, chondrocytes, are enclosed in small cavity within the matrix secreted by them. Figure 7.6a. Most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adult. Cartilage is present in the tip of a nose, outer ear joints between adjacent bone of the vertebral column, limbs and hands in adult. Bones have a hard and non-pliable ground substance which is rich in calcium salt and collagen fiber which give bone its strength. Figure 7.6b. It is the main tissue that provides structural framework to the body. Bones support and protect softer tissue and organs. The bone cells osteocytes are present in the space called lacunae. Limb bones, such as long bone of the legs, serve weight-bearing functions. They also interact with skeletal muscle attached to them to bring about movements. The bone marrow in some bones is the site of production of blood cells. Blood is the fluid connective tissue containing plasma, red blood cells, RBC, white blood cells, WBC, and platelets. Figure 7.6c. It is the main circulating fluid that helps in the transport of various substances. You will learn more about blood in chapter 17 and 18. 7.1.3 Muscle tissue. Each muscle is made of many long cylindrical fibers arranged in parallel arrays. These fibers are composed of numerous fine fibrils called myofibrils. Muscle fibers contract, shorten in response to stimulation, then relax, lengthen, and return to their uncontracted state in a coordinated fashion. Their action moves the body to adjust to the changes in the environment and to maintain the position of various parts of the body. In general, muscles play an active role in all the movement of the body. Muscles are of three types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Skeletal muscle skeletal muscle tissue is closely attached to the skeletal bones. In a typical bone such as the biceps, striped skeletal muscle fiber are bundled together in a parallel fashion. Figure 7.7a. A sheath of tough connective tissue encloses several bundles of muscle fiber. You will learn more about this in chapter 20. The smooth muscle fiber tapers at both ends, fusiform, and do not show striation. Figure 7.7b. Cell junction hold them together and they are bundled together in a connective tissue sheath. The wall of internal organs such as blood vessel, stomach, and intestine contains this type of muscle tissue. Smooth muscles are involuntary in their function, cannot be directly controlled. We usually are not able to make it contract merely by thinking about it as we can do with skeletal muscles. Cardiac muscle tissue is a contractile tissue present only in the heart. Cell junction fuse the plasma membrane of the cardiac muscle cells and make them stick together. Figure 7.7c. Communication junctions, intercalated disc at some fusion points allow the cell to contract as a unit. That is, when one cell receives a signal to contract, its neighboring cells are also stimulated to contract. 7.1.4 Neural tissue. Neural tissue exerts the greatest control over the body's responsiveness to changing conditions. Neurons, the unit of neural system, are excitable cells. Figure 7.8. The neuroglia cells, which constitute the rest of the neural system, protect and support neurons. Neuroglia make up more than one half of the volume of neural tissue in our body. When a neuron is suitably stimulated, an electrical disturbance is generated which swiftly travels along its plasma membrane. Arrival of the disturbance at the neuron's ending or output zone triggers event that may cause stimulation or inhibition of adjacent neuron and other cells. You will study the detail in chapter 21. 7.2 Organ and organ system. The basic tissue mentioned above organize to form organs which in turn associate to form organ system in the multicellular organism. Such an organization is essential for more efficient and better coordinated activity of millions of cells constituting an organism. Each organ in our body is made of one or more type of tissues. For example, our heart consists of all the four types of tissue, that is epithelial, connective, muscular, and neural. We also notice after some careful study that the complexity in organ system displays certain discernible trend. This discernible trend is called evolutionary trend. You will study in detail in class 12. You are being introduced to morphology and anatomy of three organisms at different evolutionary level to show their organization and functioning. Morphology refers to the study of form or external visible features. In case of plant or microbes, the term morphology precisely means only this. In case of animal, this refers to the external appearance of organ or part of the body. The word anatomy conventionally is used for studying of the morphology of internal organ of the in the animal. You will learn the morphology and anatomy of earthworm, cockroach, and frog, representing invertebrates and vertebrates. 7.3 Earthworm. Earthworm is a reddish brown terrestrial invertebrate that inhabits the upper layer of the moist soil. During daytime, they live in burrows made by burrowing and swallowing the soil. In the garden, they can be traced by their fecal deposits known as worm casting. The common Indian earthworm are Ferritima and Lumbricus. 7.3.1 Morphology. Earthworm have long cylindrical body. The body is divided into more than 100 short segments which are similar metamers about 100 to 120 in number. The dorsal surface of the body is marked by a dark median mid-dorsal line, dorsal blood vessel, along the longitudinal axis of the body. The ventral surface is distinguished by the presence of genital openings, pores. Anterior end consists of the mouth and the prostomium, a lobe which serves as a covering for the mouth and as a wedge to force open cracks in the soil into which the earthworm may crawl. The prostomium is sensory in function. The first body segment is called the peristomium, buccal segment, which contain the mouth. In the mature worm, segments 14 to 16 are covered by a prominent dark band of glandular tissue called clitellum. Thus, the body is divided into three prominent regions: preclitellar, clitellar, and postclitellar segment, figure 7.9. Four pair of spermathecal aperture are situated on the ventrolateral side of the intersegmental groove, that is, fifth to ninth segments. A single female genital pore is present in the mid-ventral line of 14 segment. A pair of male genital pore are present on the ventrolateral side of the 18 segment. Numerous minute pores called nephridiopores open on the surface of the body. In each body segment except the first, last, and clitellum, there are rows of S-shaped setae embedded in the epidermal pits in the middle of each segment. Setae can be extended or retracted. Their principal role is in locomotion. 7.3.2 Anatomy. The body wall of the earthworm is covered externally by a thin non-glandular cuticle, below which is the epidermis. Two muscle layers, circular and longitudinal, and an innermost coelomic epithelium. The epidermis is made up of single layer of columnar epithelial cells which contain secretory gland cells. The alimentary canal is a straight tube and runs between first to last segment of the body. Figure 7.10. A terminal mouth open into the buccal cavity, 1 to 3 segment, which lead to the muscular pharynx. A small narrow tube, esophagus, 5 to 7 segment, continue into the muscular gizzard, 8 to 9 segments. It helps in grinding the soil particle and decaying leaves, etc. The stomach extends from 9 to 14 segment. The food of the earthworm is decaying leaves and organic matter mixed with soil. Calciferous gland present in the stomach neutralize the humic acid present in humus. Intestine start from the 15th segment onward and continues till the last segment. A pair of short and conical intestinal cecae project from the intestine on the 26th segment. The characteristic feature of the intestine after 26th segment, except the last 23rd to 25th segment, is the presence of internal median fold of dorsal wall called typhlosole. This increases the effective area of absorption in the intestine. The alimentary canal opened to the exterior by a small rounded aperture called anus. The ingested organic rich soil pass through the digestive tract where digestive enzymes break down complex food into simple absorbable units. These simpler molecules are absorbed through intestinal membrane and are utilized. Ferritima exhibit a closed type of blood vascular system consisting of blood vessels, capillaries, and heart. Figure 7.11. Due to closed circulatory system, blood is confined to the heart and blood vessels. Contraction keep blood circulating in one direction. Smaller blood vessels supply the gut, nerve cord, and the body wall. Blood glands are present on the 4th, 5th, and 6th segment. They produce blood cells and hemoglobin, which is dissolved in blood plasma. Blood cells are phagocytic in nature. Earthworm lacks specialized breathing devices. Respiratory exchange occur through moist body surface into their bloodstream. The excretory organ occur as segmentally arranged coiled tubules called nephridia. They are of three types: septal nephridia, present on both the sides of the intersegmental septa of segment 15 to the last, that open into intestine; integumentary nephridia, attached to lining of the body wall of segment 3 to the last, that open on the body surface; and pharyngeal nephridia, present as three paired tufts in the 4th, 5th, and 6th segment. Figure 7.12. These different types of nephridia are basically similar in structure. Nephridia regulate the volume and composition of the body fluid. A nephridium start out as a funnel that collect excess fluid from coelomic chamber. The funnel connects with a tubular part of the nephridium which delivers the waste through a pore to the surface in the body wall into the digestive tube. Nervous system is basically represented by ganglia arranged segment-wise on the ventral paired nerve cord. The nerve cord in the anterior region. Third and fourth segment bifurcates laterally, encircling the pharynx and joins the cerebral ganglia dorsally to form a nerve ring. The cerebral ganglia, along with other nerves in the ring, integrate sensory input as well as command muscular responses of the body. Sensory system does not have eye but does possess light and touch sensitive organs, receptor cells to distinguish the light intensities and to feel the vibration in the ground. Worms have specialized chemoreceptors, taste receptor, which react to chemical stimuli. These sense organs are located on the anterior part of the worm. Earthworm is hermaphrodite, bisexual, that is, testes and ovaries are present in the same individual. Figure 7.13. There are two pair of testes present on the 10th and 11th segment. Their vasa differentia run up to the 18th segment where they join the prostatic duct. Two pair of accessory gland are present, one pair each in 17 and 19 segments. The common prostate and spermatic duct vasa differentia opens to the exterior by a pair of male genital pore on the ventrolateral side of the 18th segment. Four pair of spermathecae are located in 6th to 9th segment, one pair in each segment. They receive and store spermatozoa during copulation. One pair of ovary is attached at the intersegmental septum of the 13th and 12th and 13th segment. Ovarian funnels are present beneath the ovaries, which continue into oviduct, joined together and open on the ventral side as a single median female genital pore on the 14th segment. A mutual exchange of sperm occur between two worms during mating. One worm has to find another worm, and they mate, juxtaposing opposite gonadal opening, exchanging packets of sperm called spermatophores. Mature sperms and eggs and nutritive fluid are deposited in cocoons produced by the gland cells in clitellum. Fertilization and development occur within the cocoon, which are deposited in soil. The ova, eggs, are fertilized by the sperm cells within the cocoon, with which then slip off the worm and is deposited in or on the soil. The cocoon holds the worm embryos. After about 3 weeks, each cocoon produces 2 to 20 baby worms, with an average of 4. Development of earthworm is direct, that is, there is no larva formation. Earthworms are known as friends of farmer because they make burrows in the soil and make it porous, which help in respiration and penetration of the developing plant roots. The process of increasing fertility of the soil by the earthworm is called vermicomposting. They are also used as bait in game fishing. 7.4. Cockroach. Cockroaches are brown or black-bodied animals that are included in class Insecta of phylum Arthropoda. Bright yellow, red, and green-colored cockroaches have also been reported in tropical regions. Their size ranges from 1 by 4 inches to 3 inches, zero point 0.6 to 7.6 centimeter, and have long antennae, legs, and flat extensions of the upper body wall that conceals head. They are nocturnal omnivores that live in damp places throughout the world. They have become residents of human home and thus are serious pests and vectors of several diseases. 7.4.1 Morphology. The adult of the common species of cockroach, Periplaneta americana, are about 34 to 53 millimeter long with wings that extend beyond the tip of the abdomen in males. The body of the cockroach is segmented and divisible into three distinct regions: head, thorax, and abdomen. Figure 7.14. The entire body is covered by a hard chitinous exoskeleton, brown in color. In each segment, exoskeleton has hardened plates called sclerites, tergites dorsally and sternites ventrally that are joined to each other by a thin and flexible articular membrane, arthroidal membrane. Head is triangular in shape and lies anteriorly at right angle to the longitudinal body axis. It is formed by the fusion of six segments and show great mobility in all directions due to flexible neck. Figure 7.15. The head capsule bear a pair of compound eyes, a pair of thread-like antennae arising from membranous socket lying in front of eyes. Antennae have sensory receptors that help in monitoring the environment. Anterior end of the head bears appendages forming biting and chewing type of mouth parts. The mouth parts consisting of a labium, upper lip, a pair of mandibles, a pair of maxillae, a labium, and a labium lower lip. A median flexible lobe acting as tongue, hypopharynx, lies within the cavity enclosing the mouth parts. Figure 7.15b. Thorax consists of three parts: prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. The head is connected with thorax by a short extension of the prothorax known as the neck. Each thoracic segment bears a pair of walking legs. The first pair of wings arise from the mesothorax and the second pair from metathorax. Forewings, mesothoracic, called tegmina, are opaque, dark, and leathery and cover the hind wings when at rest. The hind wings are transparent membranous and are used in flight. The abdomen in both male and female consists of 10 segments. In female, the seventh sternum is boat-shaped and together with eighth and ninth sterna forms a brood or genital pouch whose anterior part contain female gonophore, spermatical and the collateral glands. In male, genital pouch or chamber lies at the hind end of the abdomen, bounded dorsally by ninth and tenth terga and ventrally by the ninth sternum. It contains dorsal anus, ventral male genital pore, and gonapophysis. Males bear a pair of short, thread-like anal style which are absent in female. In both sexes, the tenth segment bear a pair of jointed filamentous structure called anal cerci. 7.4.2 Anatomy. The alimentary canal present in the body cavity is divided into three regions: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Figure 7.16. The mouth open into the short tubular pharynx leading to the narrow tubular passage called esophagus. This in turn open into a sac-like structure called crop used for storing of food. The crop is followed by gizzard or proventriculus. It has an outer layer of thick circular muscle and thick inner cuticle forming six highly chitinous plates called teats. Gizzard help in grinding the food particles. The entire foregut is lined by cuticle. A ring of 6 to 8 blind tubules called hepatic or gastric caecae is present at the junction of foregut and midgut, which secrete digestive juice. At the junction of midgut and hindgut is present another ring of 100 to 150 yellow-colored thin filamentous Malpighian tubules. They help in removal of excretory product from hemolymph. The hindgut is broader than midgut and is differentiated into ileum, colon, and rectum. The rectum open out through anus. Blood vascular system of cockroach is an open type. Blood vessels are poorly developed and open into spaces. Hemocoel. Visceral organ located in the hemocoel are bathed in blood. Hemolymph. The hemolymph is composed of colorless plasma and hemocytes. Heart of cockroach consists of elongated muscular tube laying along mid-dorsal line of thorax and abdomen. It is differentiated into funnel-shaped chambers with ostia on either side. Blood from sinuses enter heart through ostia and is pumped anteriorly to sinuses again. The respiratory system consists of network of trachea that open through 10 pair of small holes called spiracles present on the lateral side of the body. Thin branching tubes, tracheal tubes subdivided into tracheoles, carry oxygen from the air to all the parts. The opening of the spiracles is regulated by sphincters. Exchange of gases takes place at the tracheoles by diffusion. Excretion is performed by Malpighian tubules. Each tubule is lined by glandular and ciliated cells. They absorb nitrogenous waste products and convert them into uric acid, which is excreted out through hindgut. Therefore, the insect is called uricotelic. In addition, the fat body, nephrocyte, and uricose gland also help in excretion. The nervous system of cockroach consists of a series of fused segmentally arranged ganglia joined by paired longitudinal connectives on the ventral side. Three ganglia lie in the thorax and six in the abdomen. The nervous system of the cockroach is spread throughout the body. The head holds a bit of nervous system while the rest is situated along the ventral belly part of its body. So now you can understand that if the head of the cockroach is cut off, it will still live for as long as 1 week. In the head region, the brain is represented by supraesophageal ganglion which supplies nerves to antennae and compound eyes. In cockroach, the sense organ are antennae, eye, eyes, maxillary palps, labial palps, and anal cerci, etc. The compound eye are situated at the dorsal surface of the head. Each eye consists of about 2000 hexagonal ommatidia, single ommatidium. With the help of several ommatidia, a cockroach can receive several images of an object. This kind of vision is known as mosaic vision, with more sensitivity but less resolution, being common during night, hence called nocturnal vision. Cockroaches are dioecious and both sexes have well-developed reproductive organ. Figure 7.18. Male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes on one laying on each lateral side in the 4th to 6th abdominal segments. From each testis arises a thin vas deferens which open into the ejaculatory duct through seminal vesicle. The ejaculatory duct open into the male gonophore situated ventral to anus. A characteristic mushroom-shaped gland is present in the 6th to 7th abdominal segment, which function as a necessary reproductive gland. The external genitalia are represented by male gonapophysis or phallomere, chitinous asymmetrical structure surrounding the male gonophore. The sperms are stored in the seminal vesicles and are glued together in a form of bundles called spermatophores, which are discharged during copulation. The female reproductive system consists of two large ovaries laying laterally in the laying laterally in the 2 to 6 abdominal segments. Each ovary is formed of a group of 8 ovarian tubule or ovarioles containing a chain of developing ova. Oviduct of each ovary unite into a single median oviduct, also called vagina, which open into the genital chamber. A pair of spermathecae is present in the sixth segment, which open into the genital chamber. Sperms are transferred through spermatophores. Their fertilized eggs are encased in capsule called ootheca. Ootheca is dark reddish to blackish brown capsule about 3 to 8 millimeter long. They are dropped or glued to the suitable surface, usually in a crack or crevice of high relative humidity near the food sources. On an average, female produce 9 to 10 oothecae, each containing 14 to 16 eggs. The development of Periplaneta americana is sporometabolous. The meaning there is development through nymphal stage. The nymphs look much like adults. The nymph grow by molting about 13 times to reach the adult form. The next to last nymphal stage has wing pads, but only adult cockroaches have wings. Many species of cockroaches are wild and are of no economic importance yet. A few species thrive in and around human habitat. They are pests because they spoil food and contaminate it with their smelly excreta. They can transmit a variety of bacterial disease by contaminating food materials. 7.5. Frogs. Frogs can live both on land and in freshwater and belong to class Amphibia or phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina. They do not have constant body temperature, that is, their body temperatures vary with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilotherms. You might have also noticed changes in the color of the frog while they are in grasses or on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies. Camouflage. They This protective coloration is called mimicry. You may also know that frogs are not seen during peak summers and winters. During this period, they take shelters in deep burrows to protect them from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep aestivation and winter sleep hibernation, respectively. 7.5.1 Morphology. Have you ever touched the skin of frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to the presence of muscle. The skin is always maintained in the moist condition. The color of dorsal side of body is generally olive green with dark irregular spots. On the ventral side, the skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through the skin. Body of frog is divisible into head and trunk, figure 7.19. A neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protects them while in water. On either side of eyes, a membranous tympanum ear receives sound signals. The forelimb and hind limbs help in swimming, walking, leaping, and burrowing. The hind limb ends in 5 digits and they are larger and muscular than the forelimbs that end in 4 digits. Feet with feet have webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimbs, which are absent in female frogs. 7.5.2 Anatomy. The body cavity of frog accommodate different organ system such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory and reproductive system with well developed structure and functions. Figure 7.20. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive gland. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of intestine is reduced. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into the stomach, which in turn continue as the intestine, rectum and finally open outside by the cloaca. Liver secrete bile that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of hydrochloric acid and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from the stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juice digests carbohydrate and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of intestine called villi and microvilli. The undigested solid waste move into the rectum and passes out through cloaca. Frog respire on land and in water by two different methods. In water, skin act as an aquatic respiratory organ. Cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. On land, the buccal cavity, skin, and lungs act as the respiratory organs. The respiration by lungs is called the pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated pink color sac-like structure present on the upper part of a trunk region thorax. Air enters through the nostril into the buccal cavity and then to the lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. The vascular system of frog is well developed closed type. Frogs have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessel and blood. The lymphatic system consists of lymph channels and lymph nodes. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. It has three chambers, two atria and one ventricle and is covered by the membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major vein called vena cava. The ventricle opens into the sac like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to the all the part by the arteries, arterial system. The veins collect blood from different part of the body to the heart and form the venous system. Special venous connections between liver and intestine as well as kidney and lower part of the body are present in frog. The former is called hepatic portal system and the latter is called renal portal system. The blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBC, red blood cell or erythrocyte, WBC, white blood cells or leukocytes and platelets. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment, namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks few proteins and RBC. The blood carry nutrients, gases and water to the respective site during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. The elimination of nitrogenous waste is carried out by a well-developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of pair of kidney, ureter, cloaca and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark red and bean-like structures situated a little posteriorly in the body cavity on both sides of vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structures and functional unit called uriniferous tubule or nephrons. Two ureters emerge from the kidney in the male frog. The ureter act as urogenital duct which open into the cloaca. In female, the ureters are and oviduct open separately into the cloaca. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum which also open into the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and thus is a ureotelic animal. Excretory waste are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands found in frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islets, adrenals and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, a peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerves, and an autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pair of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain include olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemisphere, and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord which is enclosed in a vertebral column. Frogs have different types of sensory organ, namely organ of touch, sensory papillae, taste, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, hearing, tympanum with internal ears. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structure and rest are cellular aggregations around nerve endings. Eyes in the frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in skull. These are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in frog and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing equilibrium. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive systems. Male reproductive organs consist of pair of yellowish ovoid testes, figure 7.21, which are found adhered to the upper part of a kidney by a double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. Vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in numbers that arise from testes. They enter the kidney on their side and open into Beder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urogenital duct that come out of the kidney and open into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine and sperms to the exterior. The Female reproductive organ include a pair of ovaries, figure 7.22. The ovaries are situated near kidneys and there is no functional connection with kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries open into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2500 to 3000 ova at a time. Fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called tadpole. Tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form the adult. Frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crops. Frogs maintain ecological balance because they serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular leg of the frog are used as a food by men.